Welcome to Undrafted Hockey Fan. Goodness gracious, I'm Brad, and we're going to be doing a tier list for the goalies right now in the NHL. The tandems that they have, we're about 33, 34 games in, kind of in that area for most teams. And so I wanted to go over what the tandem looks like and for this year and what's kind of success they're going to be getting. So we're going to just jump right into it. And we got the Colorado Avalanche. Colorado Avalanche had Georgiev as well as Justus Annunen. They move out Georgiev to the San Jose Sharks for Mackenzie Blackwood, and they move out Justus Annunen to the Nashville Predators for Scott Wedgwood. And so, looking at their goaltending now, they're getting great goaltending rain from these guys. Mackenzie Blackwood, 23 games played so far this year, a 914 save percentage and a 2.83 goals against average with 2 shutouts. Phenomenal. Love to see that. And then of course, you have Wedgwood as well, 907 save percentage and a 2.73 goals against average. I mean, that's solid goaltending. And now with the I think they've got like 8 wins with their goalies right now in the last 10. They're doing phenomenal since they traded their got these 2 goaltenders. So with this team, is the goaltending really what you're going to be relying on? No. Is it solid? I'm feeling like B, A. I don't really, I'm going to go A at this. It's B. It's B. They're not world stealers. Like they're not the guys that are going to be like, oh my God, these are going to be long-term solutions. I mean, these are solutions for now. So I'm going to go B on this for right now. So that's how I feel. And I'm sticking to it. By golly, I'm sticking to it. Moving over to the, we're going to the, I'm going over to the Chicago Blackhawks. And the Blackhawks are currently rocking Soderblom and Mrazek, as well as Laurent Brossoit, but he has not played yet. So Laurent Brossoit has been out since the start of the season. So Peter Mrazek has got a 902 save percentage and a 2.94. So save percentage is about average. And Arvid Soderblom is a 913 and a 256. I really like Soderblom, but I like his brother. So it's kind of like I'm kind of biased. I like his brother a lot. So I'm gonna go. This is like it's fine. It's fine. Again, it is Chicago, right? So you're getting decent goaltending, but I mean, it's C. You're not getting elite goaltending. They're not the greatest, but it's playable at this point. So nothing too crazy that you're like, oh my God, it's just not that great of goaltending in general. So we're gonna now go into the Columbus Blue Jackets. I can tell you, I'm gonna look at the stats just so I can. But I already know what this grade is gonna be because just Columbus it's just not their year this year. Elvis Merzlikins with the 889 and a 3 point and over 3 goals against average 3.13. Daniil Tarasov, I mean, 857 save percentage and over 4 goals against average. Jeez. And Jet Greaves playing only 3 games, but under 900 as well. I mean, this is D. This is not looking good. It's not looking great for the future either. But again, the team is pretty bad right now, so it's not a reflection necessarily on. I mean, like you're looking at a young guy like Jet Greaves who's 23. Daniil Tarasov is 25. So these guys may work out longer term, but right now it's just not doing. And Merzlikins just not hitting what he needs to be doing. He's not hitting the strides that you expect from him, especially for what he's getting paid and everything as well. So moving on to the St. Louis Blues is going down to them. They're running Jordan Binnington right now as well as Hofer. And so Binner is under 900 save percentage, 896 and a 3 goals against average. Not great. And then Hofer is a 909 and a 2.63. That's a lot better. But mind you, Hofer's played half the games that Binner has played. So when you're looking at something like that, I mean, this is competent. It's definitely. It's not the best, but it's C. It's playable, right? And mind you, St. Louis Blues and Chicago Blackhawks are in different positions of where they're trying to be. Like St. Louis Blues are trying to make a move. They made a move for Fowler. They made the 2 offer sheets. So they're trying to build something. Chicago Blackhawks are still down in the dumps, so they're still on that. If you look at exponential, right, like they're not even starting to curve up at all. So St. Louis Blues are actually trying to make moves. So, it's a C for where you're at right now. So it's just not that great. So moving on to the Boston Bruins. Boston Bruins are rocking Korpisalo as well as Swayman. And so they moved out Allmark this past year. They signed Swayman, that big deal, but he didn't come into training camp, right? So he missed that because he was trying to get the contract figured out. And so he missed some time. He missed some bonding time with the team. And again, Allmark and Swayman and Allmark were just like the most adorable couple in the world. And so you have Swayman, who's played 24 games this year. He's played the bulk majority. He's got an 887 at 3.313, and supposedly he's just not really looking like himself right now. And that's what happened. We saw this with William Nylander with the Toronto Maple Leafs when he didn't sign until December. You kind of had to get your groove, and that's what training camp is all for, and getting the start of the season as well. And it's just really not panning out really well for them. And Jonas Korpisalo is a 904 and a 2.42. His goals against average is good, but again, he's playing against lesser competition. A save percentage is a regular. I mean, I'm gonna have to go. It's a C. It's similar to the St. Louis Blues right now. You're just not getting great goaltending right now, right? So, and by the way, this is okay because like you're going to see most guys in the B to C because you have an elite goaltender is hard to get, right? It's but in mind, this is a reflection of what's happening right now. And so Boston's just not getting the goaltending they need. And so we will see what's happening with that. So go on into the Montreal Canadiens. I love saying the Montreal Canadiens. Of course, Carey Price is still on contract, but he's not playing any games. Sam Montembeault has played 27 games this year, a 903 save percentage and a 2.85. Montreal has been struggling this year. And I say that struggling because they just beat the Red Wings two games in a row. And I'm very frustrated. I'm mad. I wasted for 6 hours of my life having to watch those two games. And Caden Primo, you have 11 games played and 836. Ooh, brother. Ooh, and a 4.7 goals against. Oh, dude. Bro, it stinks, dude. Holy smokes. Caden Primo is supposed to be your future goaltender, too. Dude, that's crazy because Montembeault they picked up on waivers from the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers just crank out goalies. I mean, they have Spencer Knight coming up, right? They picked up Bobrovsky as a free agent. They have they traded Levi. They waived Sam Montembeault, right? All these goalies are Florida goalies, and Montembeault is fine. Caden Primo is bad right now, though, and Montembeault will be the third goalie for Canada as well. I mean, Montembeault, I would say because Montembeault's been playing around 900, so he's playing about average. I gotta go C because C feels average. Like that's. I mean, I hope not everyone goes into C. I've not previewed this. I'm just doing it as I go, and that's okay. We're just gonna kind of power through this one. I just don't want to. I'm not trying to do this such that like I figured it all out before. Let's just do it on the fly because you get my genuine reaction to these stats and everything as well. So going to the Vancouver Canucks, you had a little bit of Demko, mostly Kevin Lankinen as well. I know Archer Seeloff was playing or was considered. Well, I think he played a little bit. Yeah, Seeloff should have been playing. I guess he's not on the roster right now. That's why. So they're just not showing it right now. So let's go to Thatch Demko. 4 games played, 887. Not great. Again, he's just coming back from injury and everything, having to deal with something for that's long term, and a 318 goals against average. Kevin Lankinen's having a pretty great year, 907, which is above average for sure, not by a ton, and a 261 goals against average. This is where I'm gonna go B. Because in the standings, if you're looking at the standings of where the Vancouver Canucks are right now, they're in a wild card spot, so they're doing pretty well. And they're kind of in that mushy middle where the Colorado is third in the Central. So Vancouver has 3 points behind Colorado Avalanche, but Colorado Avalanche has 3 goals ahead. So so that is where we're at. I'm gonna go with B, and that's again it's fine. We're gonna be okay there. But we'll come back. Like I said, we can always adjust this at the end and see how everyone else looks. So, and we'll come back to the Capitals in a second. All right, moving on to the Washington Capitals now. We have Logan Thompson and Charlie Lindgren playing good. I mean, they're playing confident. Lindgren, a 905 save percentage, 259 goals against. And then Thompson doing very well, a 914 save percentage, 2.4. I'm pretty sure he's actually like top 10. I mean, he's definitely top 10 in the league. He might be actually was a 914. He's probably upwards of top 6 even. So playing very well. This is one I'm going to say I like this tandem. I think it was a really smart move. I thought Lindgren was a good upgrade. They picked him up from, I believe it was the St. Louis Blues before. It was Lindgren was their third goalie. They let him go. And then Thompson, they traded forward for 2 third-round picks, which I thought was a steal for Logan Thompson. I'm going to go A. I think it's a solid goalie tandem right now. And they're split in that too. We got 16 and 17 games against the guys. So I'm not mad about that at all. I think they're playing very well. So I'm going to stick with that. Let's go with that. So New Jersey Devils, they definitely made a huge amount of changes this past offseason, trading for Allmark, as well as, last year picking up Jake Allen in a trade from Montreal. Jake Allen has played 900 save percentage in 11 games, a 279 goals against. He's fine. That's like what's about average of what you guys see. And Jake Allen is 34 years old. Markstrom, also 34 years old, playing 25 games this year, 911, 2.2 goals against. The goals against average is phenomenal for that. 911 is very good. This is another one where I'm like, this is like they are better than the Avs, but I'd say they're a little bit below. I mean, Capitals might. I don't know if they go Capitals S tier, but the way they're playing, they might go to S tier the way they're going. I'm gonna go Devils right here in the A. I think Capitals might. I'm gonna go Capitals S tier. I'm actually feeling it. They're just so hot right now with the Capitals. I mean, they're playing so well. I think they're top in the league right now. 48 points right now in 33 games. They are top, but they're second to the Winnipeg Jets. They're 1 point behind, but they have 2 games in hand. So absolutely an opportunity to come back and or take that President's Trophy, which would be crazy, by the way, if they did that. It'd be so crazy. Go on to the Anaheim Ducks now. You have John Gibson, the perpetual always in trade talks, 31-year-old. Played 11 games this year, 906 save percentage, which is above average, and 3 goals against average, which is not average. And you have Lucas Dostal, one of the hottest goalies in the league, just performing so well, 916 save percentage in 19 games and a 2.71 goals against average. This is really good goaltending. This is actually, I'm going to put this up there with the Devils as well. It's very, very good goaltending. Mind you, now I'm looking for overall goaltending as well. So I kind of could see mind you, Anaheim Ducks are still losing a ton of games. If you look at the standings right now, they're fourth their fourth bottom in the Western Conference. So it's definitely not it's not S tier because Gibson still is kind of struggling a little bit. But to me, he's a guy that definitely can be moved, and they're both 500 when it comes to win losses too. Pretty sure. We'll go to it real quick. I'll look at it right now. Yeah, they are. I mean, according to Puckpedia, but maybe the stats are reading a little off right now. It's okay. Either way, it is good goaltending. They are getting good goaltending. That's not the issue right now. The issue is putting points putting goals in the net. They're 19 goal differential, so they're getting this good goaltending. So move on to the Calgary Flames. Calgary Flames have a phenomenal little young starter over here. They have Wolf, and they also have Vladar as well. Pulling up it is not pulling it up right now, but I'm trying to pull up the Calgary Flames, and they have Vladar, and they have Dustin Wolf. Dustin Wolf looks so good right now, 910 save percentage and a 2.8 goals against average, and Vladar playing the same amount of games, 17 games as Wolf, an 886 save percentage and a 3.07 goals against average. Definitely not doing above average, but the Calgary Flames are in a wild card spot, tied with the Vancouver Canucks. They played one more game, so Vancouver Canucks have that first wildcard spot. It's at the current day of 12:23, and so we're seeing that Wolf looks good. Vladar doesn't look good, so definitely that does bring the average down. I'm gonna go B because Vladar is bringing them down so bad with the 886 save percentage. Again, Wolf is keeping them up, but again, I'm kind of taking this as a full, right? As like where do they rank in? By the way, also, guess what? This is my tier list. So, if you disagree with it, put it down in the comments. Let me know. We're doing a podcast a day every day till the end of the year. I've only missed one day, but we're on day number 39, I'm pretty sure. So we're seeing really consistent. So we're gonna hit a quick break real quick, and then we will be back and to finish the list. And so stay tuned. The 24-25 NHL season still has that new car smell, and the action is heating up at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It's super easy for first timers to get started at DraftKings Sportsbook. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. And of course, if you're listening to this, you're probably a Red Wings fan. You can definitely bet the puck line, the total, the money line, how many goals are going to be scored over or under. Example is most of them are coming up is at like 6. So you can be like over 6 goals or under 6 goals. I mean, you can get all the action at Sportsbook. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers. Get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit cpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive award. Bonus bet expires 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ice. And we are back, and we're hitting up the Philadelphia Flyers now, going into their goaltending right now. They're actually one of the teams that are running 3 goaltenders. You're looking at Ivan Fedotov, Samuel Ersson, and Alexei Kolosov. I mean, there's a distribution here, but it looks like Ersson is taking the lead with 16 games played. But this is not good goaltending. Going Fedotov, Ersson, Kolosov, you got an 877, 881, and an 878, all below a 900. I mean, that is fringe. Those are all third goalie save percentages. And again, Fedotov, Ersson, Kolosov with goals against average, 349, a 309, and a 333. Just getting awful goaltending. I'm sorry. You're going D here. And again, it is honestly, it's a little bit crazy with Philadelphia. They're really close to a wild card spot as well. They are 4-5 in their last 10. They have 34 points in 34 games. Again, and they're right behind the Pittsburgh Penguins, who have 35 points, 35 in 35 games. And again, Ottawa Senators they're sniffing that wild card spot. They're 2 wins away from tying the Ottawa Senators, just to show you how close they are. So they're just getting shit goaltending, and it's a bit surprising. So moving on to the Vegas Golden Knights, we're gonna go to them. They're running Samsonov, as well as Adin Hill, of course. Adin Hill, the Stanley Cup winning goaltender for them. Hitting a 901 save percentage at 269 goals against average in 21 games. And again, similar stats to Samsonov at 898, so right below that 900 percentage, and a 297. Definitely get a better performance out of Hill. He does have 2 shutouts, and he's playing 21 games, so he's playing the bulk majority of the games as well. And both goalies are in the last year of this current contract, so we'll see what they do with goaltending. Again, they're getting it's average. It's C. 900 is basically the bar. It's the average, right? You're hitting average, you get a C. Okay. And if you're below average, you're floundering. As we can see here. So again, you're going to see a lot more people in the C and C category. I didn't want that, but it is what it is. You get a C, you get a C. Yeah, average though. That's what's happened. So moving on to the Carolina Hurricanes, another team who has been struggling with goaltending as well. They had Kochetkov go out for concussion protocol. We had Freddie Anderson, of course, being hurt. Freddie Anderson also had what's it called? He had knee surgery, and he got some stuff cleared out of his knee. He's gonna be out to February, I believe. And he's older. He's 35 years old as well. But in the games that Freddie played only 4 games. He got a 941 save percentage and a 1.49 goals against. If you had that over a whole season, you'd win the Vezina that year and the next year just because you're just that good. They had Peter Kochetkov, 21 games, 903 save percentage and a 243. That's a little bit of average. That's good. It's a good save percentage. And Dustin Tokarski, only 1 game played, a 964 and a 1 goals against average. Again, only 1 game played. Unfortunately, in this stats right now, they don't have Spencer Martin, who was taking over for a bit, but he got sent back down to the AHL. And so we're seeing that it's not that great. It's a little bit. I mean, with Anderson, you're getting good goaltending, but again, he's only played 4 games. He's not going to be back for a bit. Tokarski is your third goalie. They just signed him a couple weeks ago. So he's not really the long-term solution here. And I don't know if he can keep it up because he just got a contract, right? I think he's just so excited to get a contract. There's the C, D. I'm going to go. It's not average. I would say we got to go off of Peter Kochetkov because he's the main goalie. He's got a 903 save percentage. It is average. We're going with average in this case. So Moving on to the New York Islanders, we have Sorokin and Varlamov, as well as looks like they have Marcus Hogberg, a 30-year goalie. I have Hogberg. I've never even heard this guy. He's the 3rd-round draft pick from the Ottawa Senators in 2013. I haven't heard of him before. Played with the Ottawa Senators a couple of years ago in 18, 19, 19, 20, 2021. Played mostly in the AHL and in Sweden, it looks like. Played a ton in Sweden. I guess he came back over and signed a contract. So good for him, man, getting some play time. And so you're seeing with Sorokin and Varlamov, Sorokin, of course, taking the bulk majority of that, 24 games, 903 save percentage, 282. That's not as great, the goals against, but again, average save percentage, 903. Varlamov is 889, below average, not by a ton, but it is below average in 10 games. And then Marcus Hogberg, 2 games played, and he had a save percentage he had 100% save percentage. So he must have came in as a backup in those games. So we're seeing it's average-ish. This is kind of where I wish I had a D to C. It is average-ish, right? Because you're seeing the bulk majority of the games, 24 games, going to Sorokin as the main starter as a 903. So we're sticking with average in this case. So moving on to the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg Jets are, of course, you have Hellebuyck and you have Eric Comrie as well. So you have Hellebuyck playing 27 games. Again, the majority of the games in this case. And a 927 save percentage is the best goalie in the league right now. Again, he's going to win the Vezina just like he did last year. He's in the first year of the 7-year contract. A 206 goals against average. Phenomenal. 4 shutouts. I mean, Winnipeg Jets, there's a reason they're leading the league, and his name is Hellebuyck. Eric Comrie with 8 games played, 902 save percentage, and a 305 goals against. The goals against average is not great, but again, he's only playing 8 games. He's playing a backup role in this case. This is S tier. I know you get average goaltending from your backup, which is exactly what you ask for. You just get average goaltending, and you're getting absolutely elite goaltending from Hellebuyck. Honestly, could probably be one of the best records in history. He's so freaking good. And of course, from Michigan, he grew up right by me. Which is crazy, by the way. Came from Commerce, which is so nuts. Walled Lake, Commerce, same difference. You're from the Metro Detroit area, but yeah, and he's just killing it, just tearing this thing up right now. So moving on to the LA Kings, and we're gonna go. They have a couple goalies as well. So talking about them, I know they have David Rittich and Darcy Kemper. Really, they're splitting the net pretty evenly in this case, which is crazy because Dave Rittich is only making $1 million. But you have Darcy Kemper playing 16 games, Rittich playing 19 games. You have Darcy Kemper with a 911 save percentage, which is good, and a 2.4 goals against average, and then Rittich get 891 and a 246. This is right here with the Calgary Flames and the Avs. Again, you're seeing a good split, but again, Darcy Kemper is a decent amount above average. Again, you're looking at a 900 being the save percentage of the average save percentage. At a 911, that's a pretty good save percentage. Again, Rittich kind of makes up what the difference is on what the average would be on the underside. So, but I feel better about this just because I think Kemper is going to be the guy's probably if it goes to playoffs, he's going to be the guy. So I think that you're looking at a better goaltending case in this. It's kind of vibes. I feel is above average in this case. So moving to the Seattle Kraken, you're talking about the main guy who the Canada tried to get for the Four Nations tournament. In the Seattle Kraken, you have Joey Daccord, and you have Philip Grubauer. Philip Grubauer, one of the worst goalie contracts I've seen as recent. Again, he's a 13 is a backup. He's making 5.9. He's only playing 13 games this year. An 877 save percentage and a 3.63 goals against average. That's rough, boy. And then Joey Daccord looking phenomenal. 1.2. His cap is 1.2. He's gonna make $5 million next year. Again, he's earned this contract. 23 games, 911 save percentage, 249 goals against average. And Joey Daccord is doing just as good as we just talked about with the LA Kings, doing just as good as Darcy Kemper, but Philip Grubauer is definitely bringing him down. You can't say that it's bottom tier because of how good Joey Daccord is. I guess it comes out to average again, probably a little bit below average, probably like a C- in this case. But I will go C just because that's the categories I got right now. So, but Joey Daccord looking phenomenal. Looks like a great pickup. And everyone was complaining about how he got an early contract because he just started playing well at the start of the season, and they gave him like a 5x5 contract. I'm pretty sure. And everyone's like, "Oh, that's too early and everything." He's just started to play good. It's like, well, it's really working out. So, and it's a win-win. He takes a little pay cut because he gets the guaranteed money, and he's just really starting to perform, which is huge. So. Moving on to the next team, we're talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning. Andrei Vasilevskiy. I mean, come on, Andrei Vasilevskiy, he's got 26 games played, a 911 save percentage, a 2.38 goals against average, and 2 shutties. That looks phenomenal on his resume. Jonas Johansson will just not leave this league. He is just a little water bug there, making league min. 6 games played, 882, 3.84 goals against average. This is the difference between what we're seeing with the Winnipeg Jets. You're seeing like a guy who's taken over so many games, but again, in Eric Comrie with the Winnipeg Jets, you're seeing average goaltending, right? Which is what you want to see out of your backup. You are not seeing that from Jonas Johansson, which is where you're getting really good goaltending you're getting really good goaltending. I feel like you're getting Vasilevskiy. I'm gonna go A on this one. I think he's doing. How am I feeling about this? So what's the LA Kings? I want to cross-reference this with the LA Kings. Again, I'm going off vibes, a little bit of vibes too. I mean, you're technically getting. I mean, the thing is, you're getting so much higher load. So Kemper has the same save percentage as Andrei Vasilevskiy, but you're seeing Vasilevskiy play 10 more games than Kemper, so you're seeing a higher workload and everything. And now, mind you, Connor Hellebuyck is a beast. So, but I actually feel better about putting. I'm going to go with the Kings. Actually, I'm going to go to the B League. You're seeing a good Andrei Vasilevskiy. You're not seeing a great Andrei Vasilevskiy. So I'm going to go with the B category here. I feel better about that too. So too bad. Deal with it, by the way, because I think this just makes a ton of sense. So Tampa Bay, Toronto Maple Leafs. You have 3 goalies in this case. Hellebuyck's only played 3 games. He had a 8.75 save percentage and a 3.68 goals against. Not great. He got 2 wins there, but again, he's young. He's 23 years old. I'm going to kind of wash that away because he's just so young. We're looking at the 2 main goalies and Anthony Stolarz and Joseph Woll. Anthony Stolarz got 17 games played. They're really splitting the net really well. 17 games for Stolarz, 15 for Woll. With Stolarz, you're getting a 9.27 save percentage, which is phenomenal. Knocking that stuff out of the park. He's a top 5 goalie in the league. I think he's probably top 2 or 3 right now, with a 2.15 goals against average, which is nuts. Again, you're looking at Vasilevskiy or Connor Hellebuyck. Stolarz is looking just like him in this case, which is crazy, especially for only $2.5 million a year. Goaltending is so weird. Joseph Woll, a 903 save percentage and a 261. This is good goaltending. Mind you, Stolarz is out for a bit. He's taking an injury. He's got a 68-week lead time. I'm going to say this is A. Is it A or is it A+? Let's look at. I'm going to cross-reference this with what we had with the New Jersey Devils. Let's look at some analytics in this case, because I don't want to be too biased, but I'm thinking if we're looking at teams and everything. Okay, you have Jake Allen. Okay, so Jake Allen's got a 900 and Markstrom has a 911. I think I have. The thing is, I'm going to leave Toronto where it's at. I'm actually going to bump the Jersey Devils down, because you're getting good goaltending from, like we talked about before, you're getting average goaltending from Jake Allen, and you're getting good goaltending from Markstrom. It's similar to what we're seeing with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Actually, Jonas Johansson's worse. We're gonna Devils will stay A, but it's an A- B+. It's in between. Again, I'm thinking Toronto's going to be Toronto and Dostal looked way better, so I'm gonna. It is where you're getting the A- B+. I feel okay with that, but I feel better about them being in the A category than I do the B category. So moving on to the Edmonton Oilers now. You have Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard. Stuart Skinner playing the bulk majority, 23 games, 8.95 save percentage and a 2.93 goals against. Not great. It's just that's average. And you're seeing a 901 save percentage with Pickard and Pickard and a 2.381. So that's average in the 12 games that he's played. They're getting average goaltending. They're definitely going to be one of those teams looking for a goaltender at the deadline. I'm so glad that Avalanche made the moves that they did now. I can definitely see the Red Wings selling on Alex Lyon to the Oilers, someone like that. Again, Carolina Hurricanes probably could use a good backup if Freddie Anderson's not ready. So we'll see. We'll see who they end up picking up. I definitely think the Red Wings end up selling on that one. So as a Wings fan, I could definitely see that happening. So going to the Florida Panthers, Spencer Knight and Bobrovsky. My apologies. I could not think of that for a second. We're going with them. We got the Bobrovsky not having the same year. He's funny. He says like a good year and then he has a bad year. He's a good year, then a bad year. And this year he's at 8.96, so he's below average. Save percentage in 23 games, 2.79 goals against average. And again, below average for Spencer Knight, an 8.91. Is it a C though, or is it a D? Is it atrocious or is it just average? It's not Flyers and Columbus bad. I will say. I'm going to say that it is. This is where we're talking about. Again, we're talking about C-. They're getting C- goaltending right now. Below average, but not atrocious. And mind you, it's Bobrovsky. You have a guy who's just a multi-Vezina candidate winner. And so you can just see him bouncing back and just really getting these numbers turned around. But again, they don't have to try that hard because they're not trying to win a President's Trophy. They're trying to win the Stanley Cup, which is what everyone's trying to do. They shouldn't be just trying to go for just hit the playoffs or just they want to win the Stanley Cup. And same thing Tampa did when they were working on their working through their stuff. They're like, oh, we're gonna get in on the third seed, and then we're gonna go kick everyone's butt. So I'm gonna take another quick break for our ads, and then we'll jump back into the rest of this list, and then we'll go from there. So I'll see you in 1 minute and 54 seconds. You know what that sound is? That's the sound of ice skates skating on the ice at your favorite team's hockey game. You know, there's nothing like the excitement of being at a game, the crowd, the energy, the roar, the chants, the songs. It's just so much to it. And the best way you're going to be able to find an amazing seat and an amazing game is going to be at Game Time. Game Time also has this new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff and shows you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste your time searching through thousands of tickets. And my wife and I were actually end up going to a Detroit Red Wings game on December 2nd, I believe it is. That's one that we're looking at, and talk about a super deal. And you can actually find any concert tickets there. You can do comedy. There's so many different options there. They also have curated deals to make it easier to find the best deals on great seats. And also you can see the view of your seat before you buy. You have a lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, and job loss protection as well. One thing I really enjoy about it is the all-in pricing. Toggle this feature to show the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. So you can also get a camera, again, talking about your view, it's a panoramic view. You can see the sea, not just like we're looking at the stage. You get the full panoramic view, and they also have the lowest price guarantee. Or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. And so take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code THPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. In Game Time it is. By the way, Buffalo Sabres just won. They just broke their 13-game losing streak tonight, beating the New York Islanders 7-1, which is crazy. That is a hell of a way to break a losing streak. A winless streak. Not a losing streak. They say it's a winless streak because they had overtime losses. So which are technically points. So moving on to the next team, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins pulling them up right now. You have Tristan Jarry and Alex Nedeljkovic playing there. You have this is similar to what we just talked about with the Florida Panthers. This is even worse than the Florida Panthers because it's not even like close. It's below average. This is not good goaltending. And this is the difference. You see, if you have 900 save percentage, you're average. If you have an 8.93, that's below, but still it's close to average. These guys are 8.8. When you have an 8.8, that's not good. That is not good at all. So Nedeljkovic 8.86 save percentage and a 3.26 goals against average. Ooh, that is not a good goals against average. And then Tristan Jarry, 885 save percentage and a 3.51 goals against average. This is bad goaltending. They're getting bad goaltending. Man, the Metro's getting nailed in this case. There's almost half of the Metro teams getting bad goaltending. So good for teams at the top that are, who could feast on it. Maybe like the Rangers. Hint, hint. So it's just not good for them. So moving on to the Nashville Predators over here. So we had UC Saros and we had Wedgwood, but Wedgwood, of course, was traded to the Colorado Avalanche, picking up Justus Annunen. And so we're seeing Justus Annunen 880. So not great. We talked about that 8.8, but he's 24 years old. So mind you, that is something to consider when he's so young and he's just not playing that well yet. And a 304 goals against average. Again, he's young and he's not playing well yet. So going on to UC Saros, though, 27 games played, 907 save percentage, and a 272. Again, the issue with Nashville is not the goaltending. It has been the ability to not score. I think they scored the least amount of goals. Yeah, they have 79 goals in the whole season. Dude, they have 79 goals. Florida has 126. Ooh, crazy. Okay, so I will say Wedgwood was doing okay there, which is why I got traded and picked up. They're getting average goaltending. We're going to go average in this case. You have UC Saros. He just plays phenomenally. The issue with the Nashville Predators is not the goaltending. It is absolutely the scoring touch. Look at Stamkos. Look at Marchessault. Look at O'Reilly. The only one that's really, really performing really well is Roman Josi. So we'll see. I mean, hopefully they can bounce back. I don't think they will. I think that they just need to sell and just take the L and go get a good draft pick and then go next year and start to perform really well. The New York Rangers, again, another team that is not doing great right now. New York Rangers they're actually doing worse than the Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are both ahead in the standings. But looking at the goaltending ranking I have, those two teams are not getting good goaltending. Now that is not the case for the Rangers. They're just Shesterkin in 25 games, taking the bulk of the workload, 912 save percentage and a 291 goals against average. Jonathan Quick, 906 and a 247, and 3 shutouts between the three of them. And I'm gonna go. This is B. They're getting B level goaltending. I mean, I would say I'm gonna go. They're getting similar goaltending to the Devils. I'm gonna say they're getting A level goaltending. Goaltending is not their issue. It is not their issue right now. Currently, they're only one goal. Their plus minus is only 1, but in their last 10, they're 3-7. So I think they feasted at the start, and now they're just slowly drifting away. So in that case, it is the issue is again not goaltending. There's other aspects of this team, which is why we're only focusing on goaltending right now, because we're talking about, hey, the Rangers are an A team. No, they're not. Only their goaltending is. So we on to the Detroit Red Wings. You have 3 goalies in this case. You have Ville Husso, you had Alex Lyon and Cam Talbot, as well as they also had a 4th goalie, Sebastian Costa, play 1 game, who ended up winning as well. But the bulk majority of games being played by Cam Talbot and Alex Lyon. And Talbot playing 17 games, 914 save percentage, and a 278 goals against average. That is good goaltending. That is solid. That is good goaltending for probably one of the best UFA goaltenders picked up, besides maybe Lankinen. Lankinen is also a very good goaltender this year. But Vancouver started to kind of drift off. But Red Wings, again, the issue is not goaltending. It is scoring right now. Alex Lyon was at 894 save percentage and a 308 goals against average, slightly below average save percentage, and 8 goals against average. That is high for Alex Lyon. I'm going to go B in this case. To me, it's kind of similar to that Tampa Bay Lightning aspect where you're getting good goaltending from Vasilevsky, but the backup's not doing that great. Alex Lyon is it? It's not as good as Toronto. No, Toronto's going to go up to S, I think, in this case. And I think because Cam Talbot is just doing so well. Is it here? I mean, their goaltending is better than the Avalanche. I'm gonna go with vibes. I mean, I watch a lot of Red Wings. I think their goaltending is a lot better than people talk about. Even Husso has started to bounce back as well. He started to play better, not great, but better. Actually, if we pull up Husso, I'm curious now because I think Husso was playing super well, or started to play better. Not super well. He definitely starting to play better. And this year so far, he is not playing that well. I apologize. So I think because he's played 8 games, which is a lot of games. So I've heard your comments. I've seen the data. They're going back down to B. It's just because Husso's now in the AHL too. He's been waived. He's been sent back down. So he's less of you can tell he's less. It's only if these two goaltenders, the ones that they're running right now, don't work. Again, because they've run 4 goaltenders, but they only have 2 on the roster right now. Talbot's doing really well. Lion's doing slightly below average. So I'm going to go B in this case. Don't love it. I probably like B. B is about right. But it's kind of that in between in this case. Again, we're talking about like those in between cases. So Buffalo Sabre is going to them. Again, we just talked about them. Just broke their 13-game losing streak. We get Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is getting Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. That's how he spoke his name in a video once. So it was very funny. 892 save percentage, a 312 goals against average. James Reimer, 10 games played, 883 and a 333 goals against average. Both below. You got, again, we talked about this before. If you're at 8.9, that's below average. If you're at 8.8, that's not really good. But again, Reimer's playing. This is the C- area. This is the C- area right now. Are they C or they D? They're just not getting. Honestly, and actually, right now it's not pulled up right now. I'll pull it up though. They also have Devin Levi, who they sent back down to the AHL to go play with the Rochester Americans. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm gonna go to him. He's only 22 years old. Yeah, he's got a terrible. He's like, again, similar to Husso right now, right? 8 games played. He's got 397 goals against average and an 876. Yeah, they are D. Again, they've used 3 goalies, and it's not like they play 1 or 2 games. Like you taking like in 8 games is a decent chunk of games. And so you're just getting bad goaltending. That is not good in that case. Man, that whole part of America is just doing bad. The Northeast is not doing that great. So moving on to the Ottawa Senators, pick up one of the best goalie pickups this past year was Ullmark, and who started to finally get his game back. Now in 23 games played, he has a 915 save percentage and a 238 goals against average. Anton Forsberg, 32 years old. Man, I thought Forsberg was young. He is not young. He's 32. 11 games played, 889 save percentage and a 295. So he is below. He's at the top of the 8.8. Dude, but you have, again, he's playing Jonas Johansson, right? And Linus Ullmark is playing phenomenal. Where's Tampa Bay Lightning? They're going with Tampa Bay Lightning because some of the Red Wings, you have a great goaltender and a meh goaltender. Tampa Bay Lightning, great goaltender, meh goaltender. I mean, Calgary Flames. I mean, you're getting a lot of those where you're getting someone's really good, and then the other one's not as. He's not sewering the team. He's not keeping them afloat. So that's for sure. So I feel okay on the B side in that case. So going with the San Jose Sharks now, picking up. Now this is a little biased in this case because you're getting Alexander Georgiev, and from the what's it called for Colorado Avalanche, right? And so you get the Puckpedia does take his numbers into account as well, but they're getting. I mean, let's just be honest, they're not getting great goaltending this year. So Alexander. We're gonna go. Actually, we're just gonna take his stats instead of the Shark stats because it is the goalie. It's all of what he's done this year. In 21 games, Georgiev has an 873 and a 343 goals against average, and then you have 14 games played by Vanacek, 888 and a 384. Terrible. Only bright shining piece is that you have a 22-year-old goalie in Yaroslav Askarov. He has a 928 goal save percentage. Phenomenal. And a 229 goals against average. Your future looks bright, but you are currently a D in this case. Finally, a West Coast team's getting shitty goaltending. So move on to the next team. We have the Dallas Stars. Of course, you have Jake Oettinger down there. As well as they signed a guy, Casey Smith, to a 3-year contract for $1 million a piece. I thought that was interesting that they did that because he had like a weird season last year with the Seattle Kraken, or was it the Vancouver Canucks? I know he's played for both. I just don't remember which team it was. Let me pull it up real quick. Looking at it, it was Vancouver. Oh, Vancouver Canucks. So he has not played for Seattle. I apologize. It was Vancouver Canucks. I was some West Coast team. With the Vancouver Canucks, you're looking, or with the Dallas Stars, looking at Jake Oettinger playing 25 games, 910 save percentage, and a 242 goals against average. That's very good goaltending. And in 9 games, Casey Smith, 909 save percentage, and a 247. Both looking very similar stats. And again, Oettinger, this is good goaltending. This is good, solid goaltending. We're going A. You can rely on both of those goalies overall. Mind you, Casey Smith does have a worse record, but again, if you're giving 909 save percentage, that is you're keeping them in the game. It is not your fault that teams are losing on a day-to-day basis. So they're getting A. I mean, they're honestly close to S. This is A+ level. I'm gonna go A though, because you can't have too many. No one's having you can't have a ton of teams having elite goaltending. But this is, I'm okay with how this is actually panning out. Again, we're doing this off the cuff, so I'm just kind of riffing this thing, trying to figure out. I'm reading stats as I go and kind of going off vibes. So we're going with the Utah Hockey Club, the second to last team. Karel Vejmelka, 19 games played this year, 918 save percentage, and a 229. That is pretty good for Karel Vejmelka. Actually, that is very good, by the way. That's even better than Talbot in this case. Connor Ingram not having the same type of year as him. 13 games played, 871. That is AHL. Waive the kid, but then if you waived him, someone definitely pick him up. Which, by the way, is crazy because Connor Ingram was a goalie for the Nashville Predators before he was put on waivers, and the Arizona Coyotes picked him up, and now Ingram has been with the Coyotes for a decent amount of, or the now Utah Hockey Club before they were the Arizona Coyotes for quite a bit now. And so he looks terrible stats this year, but they do have a nice young goaltender, 25 years old, Jackson Stauber. So if Connor Ingram doesn't work out, they probably end up moving him or something like that. Or maybe they move on. They're not going to move on Karel Vejmelka. They want to keep that kid. But maybe Stauber takes over the next spot next year. So a 928 save percentage in 3 games, a 196 goals against average. That'd be phenomenal. That's Connor Hellebuyck numbers, but again, it's only in 3 games. So, and he has 1 shutout too. So that definitely helps your stats, pad your stats in this case. They're getting a really good goaltending and a really bad goaltending. This is where I kind of want to, like, Red Wings are getting like Red Wings, and we're talking about a really good, like B is like really good goaltender and like an average or slightly below average. I mean, a 918 is very good, but a 987 is so bad. It's got to be average. They're just like, they're equally pulling each other back to average to me. I mean, you're getting so good on one night, and if it was like, and Vejmelka's playing 19 games and Ingram's playing 13, so it's not a full split, but it's not like it's 23 or 24 games and like 10, right? So I got to go average in this case. This is a C+ B- area, probably closer to the B-, but again, closer to this C+. This is a 79.95% if you were getting a grade, not the B-, but it's almost as close as you can get to a B- without it actually being it. So, and lastly but not leastly, we have Leaf. It's always everything's with the Leafs, right? Minnesota Wild. Last is what we're going up last. I clicked the wrong team. We're going with the Minnesota Wild. Philip Gustafson and Marc-Andre Fleury. It is the swan song of Marc-Andre Fleury. It's his last year, and in 11 games, he has an 898 save percentage, so it's just slightly below average goaltending with a 281 goals against average. That is slightly below average, and that is good because I know exactly where I'll be putting them. Because with Philip Gustafson, in 22 games, 922 save percentage, 2.24 goals against average. That is why they are a top team in the league right now. Looking just right behind the Winnipeg Jets at 44 points, 34 games. They're looking phenomenal. They are a solid. They're, again, B+, A-. B+. I mean, you're getting, actually, you're at a 922. That's pretty good goaltending, and he is taking on the full. I'm gonna go A on this because Gustin is taking on 22 games of the load. That is pretty good. And again, we're not talking about like a 914 or a 911. We're talking a 922. That's a very, very good save percentage, and you're taking on the bulk majority of the games, and you're getting just the slightest below average league goaltending. by Fleury. Again, he's old. And so I'm gonna go. I feel better about the A. I think he's doing solid goaltending in Winnipeg Jets. So let me know what your thoughts are on this, and hit like, subscribe. I really appreciate all the help and everything. Anything you can do to give back to the community, again, to help small creators like me. So I will see you guys in the next video. I really appreciate it. I love you guys, and hit like, subscribe. I love you guys. I'm having so much fun doing this. So I will see you tomorrow, Christmas Eve. For those who celebrate, if you get in the video, don't you worry. I love you so much. Bye.